When people think about what a Chinatown is, I think today we kind of think, oh, it's a place where you can get Chinese food and shop for Chinese groceries and you're just celebrating in this culture. In reality, Chinatowns come about because of the history of oppression. They come about organically because people are in these very harsh conditions. When you think about the Detroit Chinatowns, the first one came up after the first Chinese immigrants arrived in the 1880s. So this is a time when systemic racism against Asian Americans is heavy. They have to form this ethnic enclave as kind of this way to not only celebrate the culture, but it's also a way to kind of be safe. It's a way to sustain families. They're able to take care of the people they love despite the severe hurdles that are in the way. These Chinatowns tell us so much about the nature of power and resilience in the face of oppression. As a doctoral student in American culture, I really think about, how do we talk about history in museums and present them in ways that are engaging and ethical. One of the things that I want to highlight in this exhibit is that we come from a history that isn't neutral. We've actually had two Chinatowns in the history of Detroit. The reason we have two Chinatowns in the first place is because the very first Chinatown, it was destroyed by the urban renewal movement that destroyed Detroit's Black Bottom and Paradise Valley, which were flourishing Black neighborhoods in Detroit. We have to honor the very real circumstances that produce kind of poverty and produce precarity in people's lives, but then also see all of the ways that people were resilient and people were creative in the face of that precarity. Truly, the most memorable part of this experience was getting to talk to some of our elders in the community. They told me their stories of journey here to Detroit. It is very brave for the people who lived through these times to come forward and to tell their stories. This exhibit is such a love letter. It's both a thank you to those older generations that came before that paved the way for us and paved the way for me to flourish today. And also a reminder for people that might not be as familiar that the journey hasn't been easy and we've been so resilient to get here today.